Okay, so some of you guys are probably wondering, hey, where the fuck was the battle video yesterday? And I don't really have an excuse other than I just kind of lost track of time, and I was like, oops, I'll get it done, and then I remembered that I had work the next day, and I was like, oops, I didn't get anything done. So right after I narrate this, I'm going to narrate the battle video, and probably do 2 battle videos tomorrow, or move Wednesdays to Saturdays, just like narrate this one tonight, but Wednesday is just going to be shifted somewhere later in the day. I'm not even going to try to compensate for it tonight. But what's up, guys? I got some Thursday TCGO. Enough about the battle and shit. As you can see, I'm using the Skittles deck. Well, you can't really see that right off the bat, but it's one of the only decks, for those of you observant people, that I use Mew and Pichu in. In Lost World, I do use Mews, but I don't use Pichus in them. And then I can't remember... Oh, I have... Mew's in the Mewtwo deck, but I don't run Pichu in that deck, so there's that, I guess. But coin flip means I go first, and you can see that I'm facing off against, someone called it XTC, I think, which is like X-Ball, Tornado, Celebi. You know, it's just more commonly known, I guess, as Celebi, Mewtwo, Tornadus. I don't know if there's any fucking other kind of fancy names for it. But that's the deck I'm facing, for those of you that don't know how it works. I'll go into detail for how it works, but... This deck, you know, I'm just kind of peacomming out the Mew for the Cleffa, just because I need a way to shuffle out my hand. I don't have it right now, and that deck can get going very, very quickly. So, as glad as I am to have gotten the coin flip for the first turn, I can't do anything beyond this. And if I don't get something to shuffle out my hand, then, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. Fortunately, she shuffles out my hand. I'm completely okay with that because, you know, I still have 6 prizes. I haven't, you know, it's a first fucking turn of the game, and you know, I get a new hand. I draw into a Collector and an Oak, which is good because number 1, I also draw into Rainbow Energy, which lets me Inferno on the next turn or Flame Burst on the next turn. But as you can see, she doesn't do anything. She gets a Tornadus on the bench fully set up, but because there's no Sky Arrow Bridge, which lowers the retreat cost of basic Pokemon by 1, which would give Celebi free treat. Because that's not in play, that's how the deck works. You know, she's not able to get it on the first turn and KO my Mewtwo, or not my Mewtwo, my Mew, which lets me get a lot of shit done on this turn. So I believe I'm going to retreat that Mew, just in case I want to Inferno on a later turn, because it only takes 1 to Flame Burst, and putting 1 on that active Mew would kind of be a waste. But I'm going to go ahead and Flame Burst right now, and Flame Burst does 30 damage to the active as well as 2 bench Pokemon. The damage is going to add up very quickly. As you can see, the first Dual Ball fails. I believe she's going to go for another one, not now, but next turn. I do know for a fact that this Tornadus can come in pretty damn soon. So she goes for the plus power, I guess just to have it in the discard pile in case she wants a junk arm for it later. You know, just use it now, otherwise it's going to end up discarded, so might as well. But draws into a switch, probably like she was planning to, and then goes for a Pokegear. I believe gets herself a Professor Oak as well. This Mewtwo is, or not this Mewtwo, I keep saying Mewtwo. I should play that deck later, but this is not the deck. Goes for Hurricane, and that's going to move an energy onto the bench Tornadus, and they can just kind of get this whole thingy going, I guess. But I'm going to send in the other Mew. For no real reason whatsoever. Gonna put down... What am I doing? I believe... I don't understand. Am I really gonna do that? I just took this game like 10 minutes ago. I hope... Okay, wow, I did that. Okay, that's not a horrible play. I would have... I guess in hindsight I would have preferred to save that for later. But I guess I'm gonna Inferno this... Tornadus, which will kill it off, but it kind of discards all the energies I have in play. I guess Flame Bursting probably would have been a better thing to do, since I would have gotten more prizes later. I would have gotten a prize on this turn had I went for the Flame Burst with that active Mew as well, but I don't know, it also would have gotten rid of a lot more energies at one time. But looking to see what she's discarded or used, you know, in terms of items, because she's using Junk Arm right now. And I believe she's just going to go for the Dual Ball just to try to get a Mewtwo in play. Now, Mewtwo is pretty cool when I fight this deck because Mewtwo has that Psychic weakness. I don't care about Mewtwo attacking my stuff because my stuff is going to die in 1 hit from Mewtwo anyway, thanks to the weakness, because... you know, even a minimum X ball without any energy on me is still going to be overkill by 20. However, I can kill off Mewtwo in 1 Inferno if I have a little bit of damage on it, or if I get some luck with the burn, or 3 Flame Bursts. And the damage is not just going to be on Mewtwo, it's going to be on 2 other things on the bench too, which will come into play a little bit later. But as you can see, you know, there's a lot of energy. actually not even that much energy. There's 3 on the Tornadus, which means it can attack. And now the Mewtwo is ready to X-Ball, and this deck, you know, just runs a decent amount of energy. For now, I only have 1 Mew. I don't like this. But what I can do right now is I can put a Fire Energy on this Mew. I believe go for Twins. Now, one of the Twins I'm going to go for is a Revive right off the bat, as opposed to Super Rod. Because if I can Revive, I can Junk Arm for that, and then if I draw into a Super Rod later, I want to get the Revive in the discard pile first. I suppose it really doesn't matter too much, especially with all the level balls I have out. But first things first, I'm going to catch it so I can Flame Burst this thing, and then that'll deal 60 damage to the Mewtwo, as well as take out the Celebi on the bench because it has such a low amount of HP. So I'm actually going to go ahead and junk out both of my collectors since I don't really want Kyurem in play anyway, and everything else can be level balled, so it's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and revive that Mew just to have it ready, and then there's a Flame Burst, and the score is tied at 4-4, and I get my 3rd level ball, so I got 3 level balls on an Oak. There's the Sky Arrow Bridge. It doesn't really impact any of my pokes, but it makes Mewtwo's retreat cost 1, and it gives everything else in the deck, I believe, free treat. I think this deck also runs Smeargle. I'm pretty sure we don't see Smeargle in this game, though. But she's going to go for Junk Arm, I believe, get herself a Pokegear or Dual Ball. Okay, so there's the Dual Ball. Dual Ball is probably, I think, just gets her 1 poke. So, and I think that's another Mewtwo as well. Just get a lot of high HP things. She's probably seen what's going on. And the higher the HP, the harder it's going to be for me to take it out. Because it revolves around, you know, damage all around the field, but a low amount of it. So the higher the HP, you know, the more time she has in order to take me out. So kind of a weak point to this deck, but this is still a fun deck to run nonetheless. As you can see, you know, X-Ball is going to be doing 20, 40, 60, times 2 is 120. There is a Celebi on the bench, and then Celebi is mainly just used to accelerate grass energy onto the field. As you can see, the switch is going to enable her to use the Poke Power to put 1 down, which does not count towards the regular attachment, and then she can attach something else onto something else if she really wants to. And then Sky Arrow Bridge will enable a free treat because she used switch as opposed to switching. She could have done it, actually no, if she did it the other way then she would have had to discard some off of Mewtwo. It's a little bit inefficient. But I got 2 Mews in play and I draw right into a Rainbow Energy, which is kind of cool. I was going to Oak out and see if I could get a Fire Energy or a Prism Energy or something like that, but hey. So doing a pretty good job of keeping Mews on the field. As you can see, I use a Level Ball before I go for the Oak, and I'm going to keep 3 on the field, which is pretty cool. I have double colors in this deck. I don't really know why for other than Kyurem, and I believe Jirachi. I don't need to be running as many as I am. I think I'm running 3, which is like, I'll run 1. I'll run 1 and then maybe 2. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to Junk Arm out both of those things, and then I want to take out that Mewtwo as soon as possible, the one that has damage counters on it. So I'm going to go ahead and Junk Arm out some energy for catcher. I don't care about the DCE, but I can Super Rod back the Fire Energy, as well as the other Fire Energies, or one of the other Fire Energies, and a Mew with the Super Rod. So for now, I'm going to go for the Flame Burst. And now, this is important right here. Note the damage distribution. Mewtwo will die next turn. And Mewtwo will die to a Flame Burst, and because it is an EX, I take 2 prizes. Celebi will die next turn, owing to the 30 HP it has left. That is a 3rd prize. Tornadus has 20 HP left, will die to Flame Burst damage as well. That is 4 prizes in 1 turn. If she does not end out the hand, then I will win on this turn. Or, you know, have a way to shuffle out my hand or something like that, because I do have a Prism Energy from my other card. And if she kills off that Mew, I still got this. So for now, she's going to put down a Regigigas, and she's going to put down a Shaman, and is going to go ahead and redistribute some energy, I believe, off of that damaged Tornadus, because it's going to die pretty soon anyway. But I'm pretty sure the Nightmare comes to life right about, give it like 5 seconds, I guess. I guess she's kind of thinking about it. But I don't know how the fuck or why the fuck she decided to play this now, but she switches Regigigas and goes for the end, which is the one card I did not want to see on the 1 turn. I did not want to see it. I would have been okay with it any other turn in the game, but right there completely fucked up my tempo, and that sucks because she puts Eviolite on Celebi 2. Now Celebi will take 3 turns to take out because Eviolite will cut the damage down to 10. So I can get a kill on that Mewtwo that's on the bench that has a fuck ton of damage counters already. So that'll be 2 prizes. The Tornadus will be a third. However, the Celebi is not going to be easy to take out. And just with the tempo the game's going, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep more than 1 energy on a Mew for too long. And that's a damn shame. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle out my hand, see what I can do. Because I can pull a lead in this next turn if I can draw into a Junk Arm or a Catcher. Fortunately, I draw into a Junk Arm. So I'm going to go ahead and Junk Arm out the Level Ball and the double colorless energy and decide to get myself said Catcher. Bring in that Mewtwo, that'll take it out. There's the 2, and then there's the 3. And then all of a sudden, well, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but you can kind of see what's going on. I also have a Rainbow Energy in my hand, so energy is not in too much of a shortage, especially since I only need 1 fucking energy going on here for each Mew. But take out 2 Pokemon and then get myself some prize cards. So I got a Water Energy. I keep Water Energy in this deck for Kyurem. It's also good for another card besides a Fire Energy just to discard. I have Psychic Energy also here for Jirachi and initial see-offs and whatnot. And if I get a Fire Energy, then you can burn that off too. So runs a weird amount of energy, but I haven't really had a problem with energy at all. I feel like I've been saying energy a lot. That kind of happens. Anyways, Regigigas is fully powered up. That kind of sucks because this thing is just going to tear through me, and as if that really wasn't a problem at all. You know, there's still the Mewtwo on the bench and that kind of stuff. One of my other options, I was thinking about it, and I really have no way of doing it, especially because she's probably holding onto a Catcher in her hand late game, and I really did not want to gamble on it. But I could have gone into Cleffa, shuffled out my hand, tried to buy a little bit of time. But seeing as how she didn't use catchers at this point in the game, or at all in the game, just because all of my stuff is free treat, if I tried to stall, she more than likely would have had one. So you probably could have argued that I could have gone for the Cleffa strategy anyway to stall for 1 turn and then tried to catch her in Mewtwo and hopefully, you know, gone with burn damage and that kind of stuff. But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of fucked as it is. So as you can see, Celebi only needed 10 more HP to be taken out. So that if that Eviolite hadn't come into play or that N hadn't come into play, this would have been my game. But unfortunately, it's going to be her victory, 1-0. The N really pissed me off, and the Eviolite was the icing on the cake. But that's how they roll sometimes. I still had fun with it. A little bit of a rage-worthy moment, but I think I'm okay. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed that, you're welcome to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I actually have a lot of days off next week, so I'm going to try to stick to the original schedule. But after that, you know, I'm probably not going to get that lucky with hours. So I'm going to want to say that the schedule that I've had up until now is probably going to die off. And I'm going to try to get you 3 battle videos and 2 TCGO videos whenever I can during the week, but they're just going to be kind of random, and streams are as well. I'll do my best to give you a heads up, but you know, no promises there. I'm just going to be shifting things around, and I figure that's a short little announcement from me. Anyways, that'll do it for TCG, and battle video from Wednesday will probably be coming up. I'm probably going to say Saturday. So anyways, see you guys later.